All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Nice to see all y'all here. Let's go ahead and get started. Drop off some questions that you may have. This is just going to be a short, sweet one by the looks of it. We might have some people join us as we get going. Today's Friday for us, winding down. It's the last session. Next week, I'm going to be dropping in the back end of the group, not on YouTube, not on Facebook, not in anywhere public. I'm going to be dropping some short little videos on setting up Google Search Console, Google Analytics, little things I hadn't covered. And they're going to be like probably 5 minutes or less type videos. So drop some questions in here. I'm going to do my best to answering questions you may or may not have. In regards to proximity, how many local town city pages would you do at a maximum level? Maximum level. If you do it right, I wouldn't think there is going to be any quote unquote diminishing returns. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. So for example, I'm going to pull up Google Maps so we can go over this together. So for example, let's say I had this business down here in Fort Lauderdale, right? And I'm already ranking here in Fort Lauderdale in this map. My actual area is here, but now I want to rank up here. And I want to rank in Plantation and Sunrise and Pompano and Coral Springs, Weston, Pembrooks, Miami Gardens, North Miami Beach, all that. Why I'm doing is getting multiple GMBs, right? And placing them on the latitude and longitude of each of these areas. And then I'd create city pages. Then I would also tie each of those city pages or location pages to each of those GMBs, thus increasing my proximity as well as my GMBs. My GMBs are naturally going to help me, but then I'm going to tie them to my city pages. And you're going to want to do that to help increase your proximity, and it shouldn't devalue or dilute the effectiveness of your SEO on page by doing it that way. Let's see, in regards to proximity, and yeah, it's definitely being recorded. So these are going to be recorded. This is the last session. Delaney's being recorded. Starting next week, like I said, I'm going to be doing some short videos, and then the week after that, I'm going to basically have an offer for everybody in which we're going to do a private, not a public. Like the group I have right now is a public group of over 4,000 and growing, well over 1,000 a month. It's going to be a private group for Rank Fortress, if you will, elite members or private members. So I'll be putting that out. Also, do I recommend use Facebook Business Manager to organize all of our Facebook business pages? I'll give you advice on Facebook. Even if you're using Facebook Business Manager, you need multiple admins on your Facebook pages, right? If you have a Facebook page, have at least 4 to 5 admins on there. Why do I say that? Even if you're using Business Page Manager. Because and I'm talking from experience, I've had 12 different Facebook accounts, at least 8 of them shut down because people start not liking something you're posting and they want to say you're violating community standards. Then you get that Facebook page or, that Facebook account taken down. If that's the only one associated with Facebook, then you're screwed and you can't get that page back. But if I have another admin on it and that personal account's taken down, that admin can re-add me via another Facebook account. Okay. So you always have a backup on your Facebook pages, on your Facebook groups, anything to do with Facebook, always have multiple admins. And yes, I would use Facebook Manager to organize all your business Facebook pages. I no longer, quote unquote, manage Facebook pages. I don't do anything to do with social media management, anything like that outside Google My Business. Drop some more questions, guys. I'm going to be sitting here waiting on y'all today. Where do we find the replays for these? It's in the back end, and I'll show you real quick. It's in the back end of rankfortressacademy.com. I have many students. We got like almost 300 and something students in this, and a lot of them can't do it when we're live. Go to rankfortressacademy.com, hit log in, and once you log in, you're going to hit log in, and then once I log in, I'm going to hit see more, right? And it's going to look like I'm not, actually registered, but then I hit take this course, and then I hit log in. Here's my login information, hit log in, and now it's going to show me the back end of that course, okay? The back end of that course, okay, I click what course. This is SEO GMB, and then I just start here and click on each one of these, and you're going to find the videos, you're going to find audit sheets. Even if you've went through here, don't think you're not going to see new shit, because I'm going to be dropping new stuff. I always do, put new stuff, new audit forms and new spreadsheets and new readdressal stuff, and some tips. I'm in the process. I'm relaying out my ebook too. So my new ebook's going to be dropped in there. So contact information, new citation, blog commenting places. I mean, I got all types of crap in here. AI. So it's all on the back end of here. Yes, you could find most of my recorded stuff on YouTube, but you ain't gonna find, like this upcoming week, you ain't gonna find the 100 and something videos that I'm gonna be dropping in there in YouTube, or thereabouts. And then on top of it, you're not going to find the SOPs or standard operating procedures, the layouts, the spreadsheets, or any of that on YouTube either. It's all back here. So and I get that question quite often, how to log in. It's correct that the basic stack. Yep. Okay. Is it correct that the basic stack is $97? Yes, that's correct. And the advanced stack, is simply the basic stack, except with the exception, the basic stack is just your homepage about us. An advanced stack is going to have all the stuff a basic stack comes with, plus let's say you got 40, 50 pages on your website with your location pages and all that jazz. It's actually going to be put on your Google sites, fully blown out, every single page, every single text, all interlinking going to your money site. And that shit works wonders. Okay. It's normally $350 for that. And it's just like a regular website. And right now it's on special for $250 if you go to the website. The scheme is $150. The website is $350. That is correct. The town pages or city pages are only $10 each, and that's with my stack. So it would have your services, your headers on there. It would have your weather app. It would have your cities, your neighborhoods, your things to do, places to go, all that lovely information that Google gives you. What if you don't have an account on that? You definitely would have an account. So if you don't have an account in order to email me I'm going to give you all this again, philamrush@gmail.com. If you paid for the course, you definitely already have a back end, and I will reset your password and resend it to you. It might have went into your junk mail. Is it not advantageous to have emails like info@housepaintingdelmark.com? You can. I mean, it can help you out sometimes, especially with your GMBs. If so, is there someone who will age season new email accounts associated with websites? Nope. That's the bad part about it. That's why I go with the Gmail aged accounts. Makes it much easier because you can't get an aged account, obviously, if it's a brand new website. So let's see. Keep dropping your questions. I'll stay here for the next hour answering all of them. Nope. It doesn't matter if the name has anything to do with it or not. And that power behind age Gmail accounts, the fact that it's aged, and there's trust flow. Trust flow is created by actually buying an aged Gmail account, and actually using it. What do I mean by using it? Going in and doing reviews, you know, going in and making edits, going in and making Google My Business posts, coupons, etc. with that Gmail account. That may be, let's say, a local guide 8, 9, 10, something like that. Uploading images. Whatever you're doing is going to wind up creating a trust flow. The more you do of it, and then they wind up accepting your edits a lot faster than someone that doesn't, and they trust it. Because if you've never used it, but it's a quote unquote, local guide 8 account, and it's been sitting dormant forever, and you just haven't been using it, then it's not going to be trusted as much. Wayne, for G-Stacks, is there a difference between using G Suite or non-G Suite email? Nope. Doesn't matter to me. And doesn't matter to Google for that much. Let's see here. But like I said, the difference between an advanced stack and the regular basic stack is the basic stack comes with, your Google Documents, your calendar, your Excel sheets, your slides, everything that you're normally going to put and drop into your Google basic G site. But then an advanced stack, the difference is on that advanced stack, I'm actually recreating, let's say the website that you're associating with has 20, 30, 40, 50 pages, including neighborhood pages is best. I'm going to then take all those pages and take all the information off those pages and drop it into your Google site and create all those pages, and all those pages are going to be interlinked back to your money site. Can you use the aged email accounts on other GMBs other than yours? You mean, clarify what you're meaning there. They're aged email accounts on other GMBs other than your own GMBs. Yes, that's not a problem. I do it all the time, obviously. We manage right now, just FYI, we just added 250 new sites this month, and we're adding over 250 almost every month now. And we have multiple GMB accounts that we use those for. So when you said to use it, how to best use it. So if I was to buy, let's say 10 aged Gmail accounts, I would take those 10 aged Gmail accounts, associate them with certain GMBs, and start using them to post daily posts, to make some edits, make some changes, go to some places that are in your area and make reviews. I know there's going to be a big one that people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that crap. No, just use it to make some damn reviews. Don't be so tight on, I shouldn't be making reviews of places I haven't been. One thing we could go over, local Viking. I know y'all have asked me before, and I've been like, nah, I don't really want to use it. I've actually went in the back end and started looking at some things on local Viking, and I'm probably going to do another video on this on another day, but I've started looking in, and I actually am beginning to really like local Viking. I like the fact that besides, it has the grid in the back end, shows me all the information, if you will, for my GMB. I can edit everything right there. I like the pretty little graphs it's been having. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can, if you will, look at anymore, that's just getting better and better and better. And you can see, everything that's going on for each location. Let's say, let's just grab one. I mean, we got so many in here, but this is a new one, I believe. Yep, new one. So shows me all their information, their description. So I could go in here and I could edit all this stuff, um, and it's really cool. I like it. It has the you have an RSS feed on it. It tells you the RSS feed. You got all that. Your reviews. Open the location new review form. You can actually, it shows you this stuff. You could share it with people. It shows you, are your search on maps up or your search on actual, if you will, organic down. This is a new site, but even that being said, just in the past month, their maps rankings are up 67%. You could see the local post stats, the views on search, are actually going up because we've just started posting on them where they weren't posting. I mean, you can see all this really cool information. Phone calls are down. That's not that cool. But this is a brand new site, so we'll see these numbers start to go up more and more. Has a calendar. You can start making all your posts in here, which is really cool. What keywords you can go through here and add keywords that you want to track. You can add in your posts, how many posts have failed, done, which ones are live. It's really cool. It's just really overall cool, right? And I'm finding more and more like your reviews. I can actually reply to them in here. I can add my Q&As in here. I can, and I would encourage people to actually, like I've said in my group before, do at least 10 Q&As a month. And then you have notifications in here. It's just really cool. I could set up notifications by SMS or just by email. If someone tries to change a name, a category, additional categories, service areas, hours, anything whatsoever, I'll get notification if I want to set that up. So finding it's really cool. If y'all guys want me to do an actual walkthrough of local Viking, just let me know and I'll do that in the upcoming week or so. But I just thought that would be, a good drop. With the amount of value you give, why do you charge so much less than other SEO gurus out there? So, Norto, what happened probably back in October of last year? I was originally the moderator of one of the largest, well, it was the largest group on Facebook. When I came on board, we were at 4,000 members in the 3 months or 4 months I was with them. I believe, about 6 months or so. We went from 4,000 members to 14,000 members. In the past 6 months or so that I haven't been with them, they've only added an additional 1,000 members. When that happened, during that time, I was given so much value and just saying, hey, who wants, GMB, let's say 5-day boot camp, or who might want a course? And I really didn't even want to do a course. I never thought, if you will, I was that smart of a dude to be sharing information and asking people, if you will, to pay me to teach them GMB. Yes, I've been doing it for 20 years, but not GMB in specific, but just SEO in general. And the more I was given, I would go in the group and literally do audits almost once a week. I'd do 50 to 100 audits for websites. And I had so many people, so many responses. I had 200 plus responses almost every time I'd post something. I'd post some, GMB information, get 50 comments, whatever. And then I said, hey, let's do a course, and drop the course for $97. I've had people tell me, say, man, you should charge a minimum almost $1,000 for the course. I've had other people tell me 10,000. I mean, crazy amounts, but I'm like, listen, I'm just honestly here. I want to help people. That's all, I'm not about the money per se. Money's good, but I also like just helping people. I got started as an SEO as a business person, and I self-taught myself. I'm not like most of these SEO gurus out there. They went and that's where they specifically learned. I was originally in web design and I got thrown into SEO and I learned it, and then I learned it and I loved it. I don't really like calling myself an SEO expert because I don't like, for the most part, I don't like most SEO experts because most of them are about smoke and mirrors and blowing smoke up people's asses. And then, they want to, for example, I'm just giving you, for example, the Google Stack and OMGRYS type stacks that we do, people normally charge just for the course to teach you what I teach you, and they charge $4,000. So just for that one aspect of it. And not knocking any of the guys that actually do it. It's just they charge, in my opinion, outlandish amounts of money for stuff that I'm just trying to help people, and then what winds up happening because of that for the sometimes is I get some people that don't like me, which I'm cool with, because if everybody likes you, you're not doing anything right. If some people hate you, you're doing something wrong. I mean, you're doing something right. So I don't mind the haters per se. How does local Viking differ from lead generated? Lead generated, I love, and I love Patrick, but I'm just waiting on him to come out with his rebranded lead generated and have all the other aspects that I like about it. But right now it's been kind of slow to get it out. Right now I use lead generated for the sheer fact, which local Viking doesn't do. I use lead generated because every time someone goes on my site and fills out a form, I get that information, that lead information. So for me, it's still worth it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we'll do a walkthrough probably about a week or so in regards to local Viking. And then I'll talk to local Viking as well about getting a special for everybody. And that way I can, do that for you. Any other questions? Drop them. Nothing.
I mean, William. Why did I call you Michael?
How
How you doing?
Doing good, buddy.
Yes, I really appreciate you doing the course and everything. Like, it's been amazing, and just want to thank you for all the time you spend. And
I appreciate that, bro.
I definitely see the value in what you do, and I've purchased a few one-off things from you, and I really do appreciate it. But I know that you do mostly white label. You work with agencies a lot, but I'm sure in the past you have experience working with clients directly, right?
Yeah, so I work with agencies, and prior to working with just agencies, I worked with clients. I still have quote unquote about 10 brick and mortar clients left that I work with, but
Uh,
I could give you advice on it if you
that's
want
exactly what I wanted to
to.
hear from you. Like, how do you get them to stick with you? I mean, I'm giving results, right? But like
Mhm.
one of my clients, for example, is like, all right, great. Like, you rank me, and then, well, you just need to do a little bit of this and that, and you don't
Mhm.
have to really work as hard, right? So I
Yep.
should pay you less. And
Yep.
it's like, what do you think
You
about
can't.
that?
I mean, I do that. So I do that for my agencies. So, for example, you come to me as an agency. Most people know my cost is now $800 per location. As an agency, once you reach 6 locations or more, my cost drops for an agency. Okay. Um, then let's say I'm doing SEO and their geogrid's green and they're all happy and everything. Then the price drops in half even more, because then all I'm going to do is a little backlinking and GMB posts. That's it. I'm not going to do any of the heavy lifting or any craziness. So there's no schema. There's no, if you will, no GSEX cloud stacks. There's none of the huge PBN networks or anything that I use. None of that. It's all gone. And it's just maintenance, and it's easier work. Honestly, it's just you're
Right.
maintaining the level. Now with clients, for the most part, what I found, most clients, when they hire an SEO, they think they're hiring you for, in their mind, they're hiring you. I want to rank for, or let's say, best plumber in Tallahassee. But the reality is, most clients that I found, different than agencies, most clients are hiring you for phone calls.
Right.
And I hate looking at it that way. That's one of my biggest things, because most people go, well, I'm hiring you for phone calls. No, you're hiring me for SEO. Okay. I can tell you how to get more phone calls, which is simply hook, story, offer. If your hook is good, which is your, if you will, how am I getting them to want to use me as this plumber in Tallahassee versus somebody else? All right. And then I give them a story about myself and why they, because most people, when they buy from you, they're buying from you as an individual. Why do I like
Mhm.
you versus just, you're just a plumber, dude. There's thousands of them,
Mhm.
so what differentiates you from the plumber next door? And then what's your offer? Unless those things are good, unless everything's lined up, I could get you ranked number one. And if you're not good in those other three areas, you're going to suck when it comes to phone calls. And my job is not to get necessarily phone calls. Now, if you want me to, I can tell you exactly what's going wrong and why you're not getting phone calls, right? But a lot of times people don't, clients and specifically, don't want to hear that because they think their website's amazing and everything they got's amazing. Their offer's amazing. Everything about them's amazing. And they don't want to hear any negativity. They just want you to get their amazing website ranked to be in number one, which is fine. I get their website ranked at number one. And then they say, well, they're always going to say, I want, even if they're number one, let's downgrade. I have no problem downgrading. That's fine by me. Now, but that's, I mean, honestly, just me. Keeping them longer per se as a client. I've always found, I mean, I have one client that's been with me for over 10 years. So, um, and it's just by honestly helping them, not always being about the money. With me, it's like if they want an edit, I do edits for free most of the time. I don't say,
Same,
hey,
yeah.
it's going to be $10, $20. And a lot of web designers be like, yeah, that'll take me 30 minutes or an hour minimum charge, and it's going to be $45. And it's just stupid. For me, it's like, do a
Mhm.
good job, help people out. They'll send you leads, they'll send you referrals, they'll want to give you testimonials, and everything works out for you. So if you do those things, it'd be good. Now, I mean, the other problem I do have with clients is some clients come to you and they just want to go, I only want to track these 4 keywords. Well, that's not what I do, bro. I go in there and I have clients that are either national or local, and we rank for thousands of keywords. And people will tell me, well, give you for example, I only want to track these 4 keywords. These 4 keywords get me about 100 views a month, right? Mashallah, you got 400 views. That's awesome. That's great. 400 searches. Well, if I take 1,000, keywords per se, and now you're ranking, or let's even break it down, let's say even 500 keywords, and you have 500 keywords that you're now ranking for, weren't ranking for before, and each of them only get 2 searches a month. You're getting 1,000 new searches a month versus 400. And some of them are like, well, I don't care about those keywords because they don't bring in the most traffic. Well, Google also tells you, whenever I'm looking, for example, best plumber, I'll do it real quick. Best plumber in Orlando. Google also tells you, all right, people are also searching for, you know, what are people saying about plumbing services in Orlando? What are some highly rated businesses for plumbing in Orlando, Florida? What are some businesses with a large number of reviews in plumbing in Orlando, Florida? And they'll be like, well, I don't want to rank for those because they're only getting 1 or 2, searches a month. Well, if I have 500 of those keywords ranking and you're only getting 1 or 2 searches a month, you're getting over 1,000 searches versus the only 4 you want to focus on, you know. So that's the other thing you deal with a lot whenever you're trying to run an agency. And I personally, I won't deal with clients like that. I've just found they're more of a headache than anything. The other ones I find that are a headache, you ask in my opinion, is going to be ones that, oh, I know SEO, dude, and I've learned SEO and I want you to do it my way. Well, why don't you do your own SEO? I just don't do SEO for people that think they know SEO. I just don't. Um, I also don't work with partnerships. I don't work with people that have more than one person I'm dealing with, because usually if you do, it's going to be a headache and a half. Um, Teddy asks, how can we beat a GMB with exact match keyword, location, and title? I'm using CTR. Well, if you watch most of my videos, I would also tell you that your title in your GMB should be an exact match keyword with location as well. Also, multiple GMBs. Let's say, Teddy, if you want to drop the actual city and keyword, let me look it up and I'll tell you exactly how to beat them, or how I would personally beat them.
I know you're keeping this really close to your chest, but like I don't necessarily want to do rank and rent and like have a million GMBs and create an empire like that. I just want to help my clients and help expand their business and like just get them like one extra GMB.
What you could do
And
is you could give sorry, you could give them so let's look at this one and I'll give an example. This one's Charlotte Locksmith. Locksmith's gonna be hard anyways because that's a damn spammy niche. By spammy niche, I mean everybody and their mama's doing what I'm going to tell you to do. But that being said, there are ways around it. So let me go here and I'll show you. There's a bunch of them in that area anyways. So this is Charlotte that we're dealing with. And here's the GMBs in that area. Let's say if it was me, for example, and I was called, Charlotte Locksmith or Best Locksmith, North Carolina, whatever. I would then, and I'm already ranking, if you will, I'm already ranking right here in Weddington. All right. I want to expand out and now I want to be seen in Wesley Chapel. Right. So I get a GMB or I do a pin drop here, get a GMB, associate that with a location page, not a separate website. You can do a separate website or you do a location page. Associate that GMB with that location page, and all your posts and reviews are about Wesley Chapel Locksmith. Then I do a GMB over here for Weddington, and I do one for Pineville, and I do one for Mint Hill, and I do one for Hemby Bridge. And what you're doing, you're taking your geo grid, and instead of it just being right here in the center and you're ranking in this little area, I'm helping to spread proximity signals wider and wider and wider and wider, and covering, instead of, let's just say, 10, 20 miles out, I'm covering 40, 60, 70 miles out. That's
do
how
those additional GMBs affect the proximity of your primary one?
correct.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, I didn't realize
Especially
that.
if you're using location pages, and those location pages are attached to your GMB. So and you're using CTR. So CTR, if you're not if you didn't take the 5-day boot camp, got to take the 5-day boot camp. And my 5-day boot camp honestly is on YouTube. Then I have some back end stuff as well inside that course. But basically you got to go into your Google Search Console. Inside your Google Search Console, this is just one aspect, and I go over other aspects of CTR in many of the videos and in some of our GMB courses videos as well. So you go on your Google Search Console, find out your numbers, find out how many searches you're getting for the keyword you're trying to rank. And then once you try to figure out that information, then I can know, okay, how many, if you're not even in, let's say, to the top 20 or 30, you don't need CTR, you need basic SEO. Once I'm in the top 10 or 20, now I can start looking at, some CTR and start bumping it more and more and more. Yours is A-Access Lock and Key. So let's do A-Access Lock and Key. That's in Charlotte. All right, so let's show you Charlotte. This is for the GMB again. So let's say he's doing a SOB business. I don't recommend necessarily doing SOB businesses. If it was me, I'd actually have a physical address. And let's say I was ranking already for South End right here. South End in Charlotte. But now I want to be in North Charlotte. I'd get it, same thing, get a GMB in North Charlotte and associate with a landing page. Let's call it charlottebestlocksmith.com. And my actual GMB title would be Charlotte Locksmith, Best Locksmith. I'm not going to tell you to take this GMB and change the title, because if you go in here and change the title too much, you could possibly get it taken down, and then you have to do readdressal and everything else. Now, if this title already had, let's say, best locksmith in it, I would add the word Charlotte, and I've done that without them ever getting taken down. But especially being a locksmith, I wouldn't do that. But let's say it was already set up the way I wanted, and everything. Even that being said, I would also still get multiple GMBs, take those multiple GMBs, and I would name them Best Charlotte, if you will, Charlotte Locksmith, or North Carolina Locksmith, something with your keywords in there and location. Then I would start getting GMBs North Charlotte, Newell, East Forest, Barclay, Old Whitetail, Pawtucket, Wedgwood, Prosperity Church Road, High End Creek. And what's going to happen is, as I get these GMBs and I associate with landing pages, I'm pushing my SEO for those GMB posts and my G stacks and everything else for those areas. This, instead of you just being ranked right here in South End, now you're covering, an 80, 90-mile radius.
How do you handle pricing for like all these different GMBs and stuff
I
like that?
charge them per location. So when someone's wanting to do, and I'm just being honest, when someone wants to dominate a market and they want multiple GMBs, they already have the money. Now,
Right.
if they don't, and let's say, well, I'm already ranking in South End, Nick, and I want to dominate more of the market, I'll give them advice and show them just like I'm showing y'all. And then they're going to come back as always. And how much that going to cost extra? Well, it's double the price. It's double the work. Okay, well, I'm interested in it. Then I go about doing it. I only work with multiple locations or agencies. If it's a brick and mortar and they come to me, I only work with people that's got more than one location usually, or agencies, and they have more than one location, obviously, because I'm looking for clients that have the money to actually invest in their business. Not talk about investing, but actually have the money to invest. I use the same phone number and I use the same website. Everything's the same. And I've
Really?
looked at,
I thought we needed different phone numbers.
nope, nope.
Interesting.
Yep. I did a pin drop and I posted about pin drops. I won't teach anybody because I teach that in a separate course, or a separate class, and they pay a hell of a lot of money for it. But pin drops, you can go on YouTube. Chris Palmer talks about pin drops. I've went over pin drops. Pin drops you can do in 15, 20 minutes. And if you do the pin drops, then you can actually get multiple GMBs. And they actually, even if they're unverified, pin drops still help spread your proximity. But then, like the one I did the other day, I got it verified. Now it's definitely going to help spread my proximity. So let's see, with pin drops, same phone number. Yep. Same thing as a GMB, Delaney. You're in my rank and rent, but it's same phone number, same website. Just with those, you're in different locations. You're going to do different location pages. So if I have one website, it's got 20 different cities I serve, or let's say 20 different neighborhoods, I can start doing pin drops in those different neighborhoods and then associating those GMBs with those specific neighborhood pages. And that will help your proximity, because you got to think all that on page is about that specific city or neighborhood. And then all those GMB posts for that specific new GMB will be about siloed content for that specific area or that specific city. Any backlinks or G stacks, etc., I do are going to be for that specific city, that specific area, that specific text. So, and those keywords.
When you do those pin drops, where are you getting this address from? Is it just a
You
random
don't need
address?
an address.
Is it okay?
You just pull the address when you do the actual pin drop. You have to go through the steps. Go on Chris Palmer's stuff and he goes over it, because I go in another class. So I don't do SOBs. I mean, I have clients that are SOBs, but yes, they'll work for a SOB just like anybody else. But whenever I'm doing the SOB, I'm not going to leave it as a SOB. I actually believe that it will help you having the physical address. Can you get ranked as a sob? Yes, but I just prefer doing it with an actual address because it's associating data with it. Are you considering doing another class with a detailed step by step for SEO? If you're asking, I'm pretty sure this is what you're asking. I already did that in this course, but what some of my people want are, for instance, how to set up Google Analytics, how to set up Google Search Console. And what I'm going to be doing, So what I'm going to be doing is I'm setting up some short videos next week where I'm going to take those, put them in the back end, not on YouTube. And then the following week, what I'm actually going to be doing, I'll go ahead and tell y'all, is I'm going to be offering a private Facebook group in which I'm going to go live once a week. And it's going to be to only with a live chat, just like we're doing here for my members that are in that group. Private group, no one else is going to be in it. You're not going to have the 4,000 something people, and we're adding 1,000 a month. So you're not going to have all those people in there. It's just going to be personal. And then I'm going to also have offers, free giveaways, and all that jazz for my Rank Fortress team per se. And we'll do reviews, and same thing here, updates, and you ask me questions, and hey, can you talk about local Viking? Hey, there's this new software out. Can you do a review of it? What do you think about it? Like Squirrely SEO versus Rank Math versus Yoast, all that stuff. And I got a lot of stuff already ahead to actually do. So yes, I'll be doing that, and that will be like a monthly fee of thinking between $20 and $40, something like that. So, and I'm also going to be giving, for example, free T-shirts away, shit like that. So it's just I want people that are going to be, if you will, my screaming, raving fans that love everything we do. If we purchase your white label, we want to tell our clients how long it take to rank for keywords. Can we determine that based off of keyword difficulty? Yes. And I've been doing it long enough. I can generally look at something and go, okay, I know exactly how long it will be and no problem. So give me 1 second. Yep, that is correct. Yes. One of my VAs is writing me. So for example, and this doesn't always happen, there was a GeoGrid I posted recently. It was for Houston, Texas. This guy's been with us for less than a month, and we've already taken his GeoGrid from red to green and yellow already, right? Just by applying some of our stuff. So that doesn't always happen, and that's in Houston. So Houston is not a small city by any means. So sometimes I can generally look within the first 30 days, 40, 60 days, and I can go, okay, it's going to take longer than 3 months, or it's only going to take me 2-3 months. So I can usually look at that. Yep. Exclusivity has its perks. Exactly. So, and that's the biggest thing is we're going to be offering that, and you're going to have different things other people won't have. Like give you an example, my time, I charge $97 an hour for my time. And if you're in that group, you're getting 4 hours of my time a month, and you're paying, let's say $37, and that would be almost $400 worth of time. So I'm in LA. Some niches have like 10 vendors, yet very low hanging fruit. SEO wise, thoughts on going after niches in LA, or should I focus on outlying cities or towns? I would actually have my main one going after LA, and then my location pages going after the outlying cities and towns. And I can pull up Los Angeles and show you what I mean, because I actually have quite a few out there that I deal with. So Los Angeles, give you another one. It's the same concept. Think of it like gardening, right? If I'm already, here's Los Angeles, and I'm already ranking, let's call it the toy district. I'm already ranking here, or I'm already ranking in downtown. And now I want to start going further and further. Let's say Alesso Village, Chinatown, Echo Park. I just start getting GMBs in these areas and associating them with those landing pages, or I'll build out multiple websites. It just depends on the client. Some clients will want to say, hey, I want to build out a website. Sure. It's $350 per website, and they want it to look the same, just different content, SEO optimized for that specific city. Everything on that site's about that specific city. We could do it that way too. So, any recommendations to find VAs assist with SEO on a part-time monthly basis? My advice, if you want to learn how to find VAs and what to do with them, if you want to quote unquote do it yourself, there's a guy by the name of Nathan Hirsch. And I could have him on and we can go over what he offers. But pretty much, he started one of the largest VA agencies on the web. He sold it. He, scaled it, sold it, and now he started his own business called Outsource School. Outsource School teaches you, and they give you SOPs and everything, just like I do. They give you SOPs and everything on, how to hire a VA, how you do onboarding, how to interview them, how to pay them, how to train them, everything. Because most people, and you can see all this: proving hiring system, interviewing, onboarding, training, managing, email management, bookkeeping, customer service, scheduling, team leaders, virtual assistants, making SOPs, and they give you SOPs. And the ridiculous amount of money that they ask for is for everything that Nathan, this is Nathan right here, that he gives you, is amazing. Okay. I am an affiliate with him, but I don't push him. Okay. And I haven't even had him on. I can have him on if you guys want me to. I've tried, but he's so busy right now. He'd have a VA come on and do it. But Nathan and Connor are the ones that actually made this. And that's one way. I know a couple other people that do VAs. His basic cost, you get all his trainings, all this stuff, is only $247 a month. If you want the pro, then that includes exclusivity, which gives you live accountability calls, faster support, access to their private Facebook group, all this other jazz. Lifetime membership, which I know people love lifetime deals, is 10 grand. But Nathan and them, they're amazing. So that was outsourceschool.com. And I will drop that information for y'all so y'all can go there and take a look at it. Is in regards to just hiring VAs, at one point I was going to quote unquote start a VA agency up, but it's just not. Most people think it's very easy. It's not. You have to get them, train them in specific tasks, and even then it's still going to be a headache. I've had people tell me all the time, well, I could get someone else to do your job for a third of what I'm paying you. Yes, you could, and go ahead and do it, because it's not going to be easy as most people think. All right, stump grinding. If you're building, my website's now like 75 neighborhoods in LA. Can I really ask your team to build out 75 neighborhood pages? Yes, we do it all the time. I mean, I could show you. Let me do this one. It's
Do you really link all those neighborhoods in the menu? Like, how do you fit that in there?
I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is an old client of mine. We got them ranked, so we don't do too much anymore. And this is not the way I would personally set up a neighborhood page, but it gives you an example of how you put it in your menu. Let me get this share. So this is one of the movers I did in Broward. We got him ranked. He dominates the area, so no longer needs us. One of those cases Nick was asking about. If you go over moving services, then you go to moving company: Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, Hollywood, Florida, West Palm Beach, Weston, Everton, Pembroke, Coral Springs, Deerfield, Bilge Lake. I mean, every single one of them. And if you look at them, it's all about Boynton Beach, Boynton Beach, Boynton Beach, Boynton Beach, Boynton Beach. These are all the apartments in Boynton Beach. This is done a little bit different. Same concept. Boynton Beach, everything about Boynton Beach, neighborhoods in Boynton Beach, right? So it's a little similar. Now,
You said you wouldn't do it like that.
I do mine a little bit different. So, but he's one of these clients that thought he knows SEO. So we did certain things his way, certain things my way, like adding in these neighborhood pages. But what he didn't want is what I add in, which is, if you will, the things to do in, you know, Boynton Beach, places to go in Boynton Beach and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you one more, service areas. Let's say this is clearly eye care. She's no longer a client, but she still has all my, if you will, service area locations. And the biggest difference on mine that you're going to see that makes it not look like duplicate content to Google is the service areas are all GMAPs links, they have their own service area pages. See? And if I click on this, it's going to take me over to Leander, and it's going to have its own page, or right. And then all of them have their own neighborhoods, top sites, suggested day plans. All this information is from Google. Then I have the Lockhart map here, along with the NAP down here for the NAP stack. And then the reviews. So that's how I do it. And I literally, there you go. They're all in, all their cities and areas are all in her menu. She stopped doing SEO with us. Her SEO has already started going down, obviously, because we're not doing the backlinking and everything else we were already doing. But that's how I'd set that up. Let me see. But yeah, I'd set up 75 neighborhood pages. Have him on so we can get a discount. I will do my best to get Nathan Hirsch on. That'd be great. Thanks. Do you know someone who does daily GMB posts? If you message me and you say, hey, I just want daily GMB posts, we can do that for you, especially since you're in the group already. Just email me, philmrush@gmail.com. Wow, mama's going to paint the town. And that's exactly what you're looking to do, is you're just looking to expand more and more and more, and what are obscure niches that would have riches. So I don't go over that in the GMB class, because I go over that in rank and rent, and they pay me they pay me a bit of money, if you will, for rank and rent, and I only take on a certain amount of partnerships. And I go over, I have every city you could think of that's small towns under, let's say, 50,000 population. If you want to learn more information or be put on the waiting list, you go to philmrush@gmail.com, drop me an email and say, I'm interested in rank and rent, and I'll put you on my waiting list, because I do have a waiting list for that. And then once we get you in there, then, we'll go from there. But yeah, we go over all that in rank and rent. I don't talk about it any other way.
I know I've only got a couple minutes left, but I have a certain situation with one of my clients where they're trying to grow, and they're ranked really well in one big metro area, and I'm trying to decide, do I make them a new website, or do I just continue building off that website and start
They're already ranking?
slowly? Yeah, they're ranking really, really well. Like, for example, in the DC area, and we want to
tri-state.
Yeah, and we want to go to like other states, and like even like
Baltimore, Washington, New Jersey, all that,
Like,
Pennsylvania.
I want to expand it. Yeah.
Best bet, get multiple GMBs. I wouldn't touch in that specific type of niche. I would probably do multiple GMBs. And if you're wanting to go to different states, then I would do different actual websites. If it's the same state, let me get you Washington, D.C. And let's go over there, and I'll show you, for example, Washington, D.C. depending on how far out you want to go, I would have the website. Let's say it's right here. We obviously not going to be in White House, but
Right. I'm sure you can
um,
find a way.
yeah. Let's say we're in Columbia Heights, then I'd get a GMB in Northwest Washington, Ivy City, Northeast Washington, the Navy Yard,
So
Arlington.
I don't know how to do that, William. You said go to Chris Palmer. He shows you how to do it.
Chris Palmer goes over it in one of his videos, and he talked about it in my interview. Matter of fact, my interview
Okay.
with him, he goes over pin drops. If I go to my
Yeah, it works.
channel, but I'm not going to show you my rank and rent stuff, but I will go to Palmer. And this is my YouTube channel. If you're not on it, get on it, subscribe. Chris Palmer, GMB Secrets, right? And let me go over here. Let's see. And I'll drop this video in here. And just go over there. That's one of the things he goes over is pin drops.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
And if you just look up Chris Palmer pin drops, he goes over it as well. If you watch, it takes about, 5-10 minutes, whatever, to do it. But he talks about it, and he even mentions it in that group that not just because you're doing a pin drop, and then what if they're not verified? Well, just because they're not verified doesn't mean it doesn't help you. Because you're using the same website, same information, just means you can't manage it. You can still ask questions. You can still do answers. You can still post reviews. You can still do a ton of shit. But
Okay.
so, but yeah, that's the video. Doing expensive pin drop course. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Mainly because, especially with GMB, like GMB verification, pin drop verification, which I go over with my rank and rent people. A, they pay for it. B, if you teach too many people, the next thing you know, um, you get too many people doing it, then it's no good anymore.
So are you
You can
saying that? Go ahead. Sorry.
with pin drops, once you've done a pin drop and you've got access to it, you can do everything you normally do with a regular GMB. But let's say you don't have access to it. Well, you could still, quote unquote, ask questions, answers. You can still utilize it and go in there, make an edit to it and say, add a business information, add hours of operation, add a website, you know. And then eventually, like I did that one the other day, and I claimed it that I posted about doing pin drops and them working. I literally got an email from Google saying your edit's been accepted and check them out. And I checked them out, and it says, do you own this business? And I said, yep. And I claimed this business, and it instantly verified me because I was using an old level 8 local guide account. How much is a rank and rent course? Is 10 grand a year. And they're getting, if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see everything they're getting. They get 10 websites a month, 120 websites a year. It breaks down to just over $80 a website. And that's with the website, with the SEO, the G stacks, cloud stacks, backlinking, everything I normally do. But they also get access to information on how to do GMB verifications and how to do pin drops and a bunch of other information. I am trying my best to give them some more information on some verification stuff, but we go over niche relevancy, how to pick niches out. I mean, it's just a ton of information, but that's a private group. So local guide accounts and their benefit. A local guide account, basically, if it's being used and utilized, a local guide account is someone that uploads photos, does reviews, makes edits, answer questions, all that stuff. And therefore, the more of that stuff they do, the more trust they have. When you have more trust, when I go in to do an edit or do a readdressal, Google answers it rather fast versus someone who doesn't. There is controversy. Some people say that works, some people say it doesn't, but yes.
Are you saying that when you leave a GMB where it says verification required, like does that help you, or
Yep.
you're waiting?
You wait, and
Right.
even though it's sitting in verification, it still helps you. Still can spread proximity because you can still utilize it.
How do
Teddy,
you
you're
utilize it?
asking, you do daily GMB postings. Yep, 5 days a week, and I'll send you details afterwards, and that sort of information. But utilizing it, meaning you can still go in there, make an edit, and associate a website address with it. You could still associate phone number with it, right? And then what I can then do is that I can then take that information and go do citations and data aggregators.
Without an address?
No, this, if you watch the pin drops, you'll see you get an address.
Okay, I need to
You
watch
need to
that.
go
Thank
watch
you.
that because you get the address. The whole point behind what I do is with the address. Where's the recording going to be posted? This one will be the last and final one posted on YouTube, and then it's going to be posted in the back end of rankfortressacademy.com. I missed your answers to questions regarding when all low-hanging fruit will be taken. If you're curious about the rank and rent, once again, email me and I will put you on the waiting list. Is there a way to get a GMB deleted? Yep. I've went over this in another part of the course, and it was quite controversial. I believe, I don't even remember where it was at, but we went over readdressal. It was in the first few weeks of this course. And I do it quite often. So not that often, but when someone pisses you off enough, you do it. So, it's not that hard to do if you have multiple local guide accounts. You have multiple local guide accounts, you go in and do an edit just like I do with pin drops, but I suggest an edit. This place is closed, or this is a spammy niche, or whatever, and I do my best to get it removed, especially if it is, and then get them removed. But once again, I will also tell you, don't do that sort of shit just because someone's pissed you off or they're just your competition, because they're a business just like you own a business. And in my humble opinion, it's not right to just go in there and just delete somebody.
Bad karma too.
Yeah. A friend doesn't use his because he is sick. I try to send a Google that is dead. A friend doesn't use his because he's sick. I tried to send to Google that is dead. That part don't make sense, but the last part, to Google that is dead. Now, if your friend is sick, I would tell him, say, ask my friend, say, hey, can I use it? I mean, and just get access. Maybe you can still get access to it. All right. Any last questions? Because this is going to be the last bit. I'm going to get this uploaded on the back end, and then I'll post it on YouTube and post it in the group. And it's been great, guys. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't sent over a review, I would love a video review. Send it to me at philmrush@gmail.com, philmrush@gmail.com. And I will see you out there again in the GMB group and on YouTube and, in the Facebook world and stuff. Stay in contact. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be coming out with a membership only. All right. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate it.
Thank you, William.